email you, and we'll get those things worked out. Is the pigment carbon for the black stuff? That's a very good question.
Do not know.
Eagle and Jay. We don't know, as Carl just said, but we suspect that it is. So, Powers USA says, any material sensor testing this week? That's a good question. We actually have.
We wired it up.
Yeah.
I tried it. It works, but I haven't run it enough to be 1,000,000% on it.
Okay.
So I don't want to tell you the wrong story on that one.
Mm-hmm. So, there you go. And tramming included with all systems with the PC. That is correct. So, what Powers USA just said.
Yeah.
So all systems we'll be getting your basic dial gauge.
I have 32 of them in the other room already purchased.
Okay. And we're getting a little keyboard. So, if you have a 3D printer, different 3D printer, we highly suggest that you guys go out there and getting a dial gauge. They're quite economical, and they work quite well when it comes to tramming and making sure that everything's square. There's a person out there by the name of Rich Olson who actually did a presentation not too long ago. He's also known, I believe, as Rich Rap. For the rep rap community, he's been the one who's been doing color blending. He's the one who actually did the very first dual color, tricolor 3D print. And what he talks about is that if your machine is not trimmed, and he's absolutely correct on this. We knew this beforehand, but if your machine is not trimmed, and he's saying within 150 microns, then you're going to have a bad time. And he's absolutely correct, but we say that you need to be within 1 mil, which is 25 microns.
Oh, you're not going to make it 1 mil.
I know.
Plus or minus 2, it's a very good tram.
Yes, which is about 50 microns, guys. So, okay, Pro Guy says we'll be contacting you guys Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. Excellent.
No, don't procrastinate. You won't like your results.
So setting the Z height, guys, is what Carl's doing right now.
What I'm doing is setting two heads identical,
Mm-hmm.
in case anybody wants to know.
Yep.
Now, because this is a brand new setup with new hot heads, we would do this normally at the factory. And then, but we are the factory, so that's why we're doing it here. And if you had to disassemble your hot head for any reason, you would just set them on a flat surface. Looks good. And then once they do this, you can take them in and out all you want. They stay leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this all week with great results. All right. Now, I'm going to actually push this down. I'm going to turn my heaters back on. Right now they're at 120 some odd degrees centigrade. Oh, did I get...
Heated bed.
Oh yeah, the bed's getting hot. Yeah. But the first thing I'm going to do is pull out the old material that we had in there, and
show them how tough that is.
Right. So the deal is this: with you got a little stub on the material. Why don't you push the camera over? And,
absolutely.
Okay. So you've got the little stub on here that's left over. We did this because these were at the show. We wanted to take them off. You just pull the Bowden tube out, which was done by pushing this down, and you just lift the tube out, and you just trim this off. Once it's done, you can transport those anywhere you want. We leave the material in them. You could pull it out right at the time. If you're just printing, it's just as easy to pull it out. Take a look at the screen here. All right, right now we're at about 170s. When we get to 200, which is going to be in about another 30 seconds or so, we're going to actually walk that material right out of there, and it cuts itself right at the tip. So you don't have to worry about it getting partially cut at the hob shaft or anything else. It's going to come right out at the very tip, which you guys already knew that. I'm just reiterating it for posterity's sake.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay. Right over about 200 degrees right now.
Is it? Okay. If it's 200 degrees, then if you guys watch, I've got the material in my finger, and there's a little switch on top. I'm going to push it that way, and I'm going to, while pulling up, and you'll see, you want to hold that? You can hold that right to them, show them exactly what it is. And then, okay, so now before I reload my Bowden tube, I am going to refeed my material. Now notice the material has a curve to it. You want to make it so the curve is going back towards the center of the system.
Otherwise, use your snips.
And now I push the switch the other direction. And it's just fed in. And we actually got a blob already out of it.
I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Hold on one second. Let me just go lower this.
Man, I got to get a longer power cord.
So there's the little blob that came out of there.
I need to go in and move the... I need to sneak over here and run the yellow, I mean the orange, I mean the other stuff. Les Stouffes. You know, it's a lot easier when you don't have a camera block in your way. There's a very tight space.
Hold on a second, guys.
Come on. Come to Papa. All right. I'm going around.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
Just do it the way it was intended.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's not plugged in anyway, so we can just top that off. Alrighty. Okay, it looks like there are no kinks, so I'm just going to coil it back up carefully.
Okay.
And stick it. Stick it. This is the part that should have the motor drive in it. All right. Now I'll sneak back around. There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to run this down a little bit.
Okay.
And just so everybody can see, we're actually going to turn on the priming motors. And you'll see that we're having a race here, left and right.
You may have to turn off the light, by the way.
The donkey?
Yeah.
No, we may not be able to do that under this one.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Well, I can see quite good with it.
Oh, yeah. They can't.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, but hold on. Let me, Is that
there
working?
you go. Yeah, now you got something you can see.
There we go.
with.
Sorry about that, guys.
And the reason why I can't do that is because I have access to my flash memory.
Yeah.
To which that. Okay, so you can see it's beautiful. It's just coming out nice and smooth, and that's enough of that. So, all right, we'll see you guys later. Just kidding. So the question is can we make something? I don't know. Let me see what we've got here on tap. Well, definitely we can't make something out of firmware.
No.
You know what? Give me just a moment here. I'm going to try and work a little magic and actually suck some stuff in off of the...
All right, that's fine. All right. So, hi Yeoman. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Again, guys, I apologize I didn't send out a update because we didn't know we were going to be able to do this tonight. Travel plans being what they were, we were initially looking at going out to, well, in this case, we were initially looking at going up to Minnesota, in the northeast area to actually deliver some of these guys.
No,
it didn't work out.
That wasn't the way it is. Northeast.
Northeast. Sorry, northeast.
Minnesota is the week after.
Okay. So, but those dates got pushed back, and we didn't know if we were going to actually have a broadcast tonight. So, guys, I do apologize for that. Also, I worked with Justin.tv. They don't know what happened to our videos. They're still working on that. But in the meantime, Tide was kind enough to actually save a couple of our videos, and on the next Kickstarter update I'll be pushing out to you guys where you can go to see the last couple of episodes, and some of them are a little piecemeal, but he was able to save some of them so you guys can watch them there. I have also downloaded all the videos that I can, and I've been able to, and so if Justin.tv has another glitch. It does not matter. I'll take those guys, put them up on YouTube, on our YouTube site, so you guys can take a look at them, watch the broadcasts, and go forward from there. So I apologize. That's what's happened, but you know, we can only do so much with the systems that we have available. But the Justin.tv guys have been. There's one guy by the name of Dylan. He has been more than helpful in trying to track down exactly what happened. So, good. Let's see. Eagle 1J says, I just want to see mine at least sitting there. Okay.
So do I.
Well,
it's a great plan. It's a great plan.
Yours, unfortunately, is not in this room as of right now, David.
But the parts are in the queue.
Yes. So, but remember, you went for the super burrito.
Oh,
so,
no! Don't start that.
Yeah. Sorry.
In case you guys are wondering what I'm doing what I shouldn't have to be doing. I'm looking for the memory stick that has the right files on it. And I may have to go grab this off of my other computer here. 3-inch gear. That's the one I wanted.
Okay. Oh, sorry guys. And we're going to be including a couple of test prints for you guys to test out and try. So you won't have to go scavenging online. We'll have the right ones ready to go, so you guys can take a look at them and print them off as is.
And I've never tried to print these gears with 2 heads before.
Nope.
So it might be too much velocity for them. Let's go see what they're going to look like.
Oh.
Wow, they're not looking like much. Maybe I should give a little more room for the drawing. There we go. And we'll hit the top view and we will zoom in.
There you go.
I gotta get the other mounts on here. It's alright.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, well, so looks like we got a gear there. Let's go ahead and go back to manual control. I'm pushing the Z's up real quick. Also clean them off real quick. Just rechecking that they're going to 0. They are perfection. Move it down. Home all. And I don't know if it'll work. Shall I give it a try?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Well, you know what I like to do? Well,
I can always end the broadcast right now.
Well, I can tell you right now I got a problem because they're going to superimpose on each other.
You sure about that?
Yep.
Because remember, the skirt's right there.
Yeah, we'll see. I also know that I should be 1/1000th of an inch lower. Maybe another 1/1000th of an inch lower.
Okay. So.
Need my stylus.
Oh, I'll go get it.
There we go. Now it's looking better.
Here.
Yeah, there's a stylus that comes with these, so you get better results with them. There we go. Yeah.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm having to run the camera back and forth.
No, this one does the outside of the gears last.
Yeah.
Or is that the inside?
That's the outside.
I don't think so. I think that's
Is
the
it right?
gear. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Hold on. What I can do is this. Guys, I'm going to go freeform for just a second, so please bear with me.
It's probably better just to leave it stationary, but we figure it out.
So.
All right, someone mentioned that those are big motors, and you were right. They are big motors. We ran the little motor. The little motor actually performed quite well under most circumstances, but that at the highest possible velocities, we have to reduce the shaft size another millimeter, and we haven't done that. We're going to get the machine tomorrow and make more tests. So we're going to actually bend this back around a little bit so you can see, well...
Yeah, I'm right here.
Well, sorry about that. I guess we need to put our head in the printer.
There you go.
So there will be some more refinement to the small motors. The hob shafts we reduced by from 5 millimeters to just about 3.25 millimeters, not 3.5, 4.25, and we're going to try to move it down to 3.75 millimeters on the inside diameter of the hob, so we have a better mechanical advantage. And then we'll make another test with that. I'm still very hopeful that the small motors will actually give us some very, very good results at half the weight. We're just showing you what the mechanism does with 2 large motors. So, you know, you can see what's going on with that. And it may not print. We don't know. I mean, it's printing, but we don't know how long it'll last because, like I said, it's a brand new print on a system that was just bolted back together. So this is what you can expect to see when you're getting your unit. You're going to need to go through these things. You'll need to tram it.
Yep.
Check the squareness. If it's not square, and it's a good chance it wouldn't be when it arrives in a box, then you have to go through the adjusting part of it. Les and I went through that last night. He actually captured all of it on video. Mr. Hutchison here will be refining that video so it will be there for everybody to follow. One of the reasons why I'm going to go and touch as many people as I can and deliver them in person is just to make sure that it's painless as possible, but there's half of you I won't get to see, at least half, and those people you're going to need to follow through the instructions. What we are trying to do is Skype in with people as they receive their printers, twice actually. Once as we're ready to ship it, we want to Skype with you, have a personal thank you meeting here over the Skype, walk through the first print with you, then we box it up and send it to you. Then when you unbox it, we'd like to be able to Skype with you one more time and answer any questions to walk you through your first print. That seems to me to be a reasonably sound procedure to follow, and I think it's one that will make sure that you don't feel left out in the dark while we're in Hawaii basking in the sun, and it also seems like one that will, once you've printed with the printer, it's very easy to use after that first pass through. There are new controls, new looks, new feels, and we just have a simple set of sequences we go through. You saw me go through it tonight. That's pretty much the standard what we do when we get ready to print, except for I don't tram the bed every time. I only tram it on an unknown machine. I'll go weeks without actually even looking at the dial gauge now. I can tell if something's not right just by the way the print's coming out. It doesn't stick when it does the skirt. And you will be, I'm sure, a professional shortly after a few prints as well. That said, let's look at a few more questions, and
let's see. Orion asks, how long are the power and video cables that will run the monitor for the CPU at the base? Just curious if you have a RAM mount that would be possible.
Interesting. Not sure what you mean by a RAM mount.
Yeah. Ryan, if you could let us know what a RAM mount is, that would be greatly helpful.
The cable for the monitor is a fixed length. You want to pull one out of inventory? I think it's on the order of close to a meter, but not quite. Oh, good. Let's take a look. Someone has given us a link here. Oh, you know what? Is it okay if I click on the link?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, you can use a RAM mount. We have enough room for that. Mm-hmm. You should. So that's the short cable, or is that the long one?
No, that's the long one.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this plugs in here, and you got that much. You have approximately 6 inches of extra cable to work with. Now remember, this is LVDS. So if you want to use a different monitor, a standard monitor, you wouldn't even worry about it. You just plug in a VGA or a DVI cable, and you can get 6-footers all day long with that. So that's what I would recommend highly. Let's see what we've got here. Thank you, Orion. Yeah, the system's coming together. Everything's come together. The engines are actually looking really sweet. We actually have some of the ball mounts that you're talking about, and we actually use them on another product. But truthfully, we didn't find any large screens that fit well with it. That's the reason why we've done what we've done. Plus, this mount is very solid. We didn't want to worry about something getting busted off the side. So, you know, maybe we'll regret that. Probably 10 years from now, everybody will have a second generation screen on their system. But with this, it's just one screw that goes in the top and the bottom to lock it down, so you can adjust it. You can put a 20-inch monitor on here if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And we should load one up with a 20-inch monitor.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I've got the touch one upstairs.
Yeah.
You know what? I see great things on the next broadcast. Any updates on the filters? I did work with a filter this week, and it does make a big difference. I still, as I told Les last night, I still don't feel like I have a beautiful mount for it. I'm working on it. I apologize. I've kind of been underwater snorkeling with the firmware bug that came up because it was keeping us from making progress on testing our printing.
Yeah.
Is that thing still working?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's a miracle.
All right. I just realized, guys, I've been showing you one side and to show you the other side. I apologize. Hold on one second. So I'm going to go free form one more time. I thought I showed
Free Willy?
Yeah.
Wow. They almost touch, but not quite.
So.
Yeah, I think there's a registration issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is. I can see it now. And that makes perfect sense because it's in the y-axis.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the heavy one.
Mm-hmm. So there you go, guys. You got green on one side and
Let me look at the
orange on the other.
Let me look at the code here.
Okay.
I want to see what the feed rate looks like.
All right.
Oh, I'm at 1500.
Yeah.
I could probably do a 1200 here and have great results.
So, as you guys can see up here, that's the total number of lines that we have. This is the number, it's not the number where it's at, it's actually the buffer. We've got a buffer in here too. So, there you go.
Alright. That's cool.
Okay.
They actually need to be restarted
Alright.
with the magic sauce.
Alright.
So, whether anybody wants to see us restart it or that or not, I don't know.
Okay.
It's already 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep.
All right, so scheduled this week up is Les Music.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you what I did with Les. He's online, so at least I thought he was. He may or may not be.
Yeah, I think he's still here.
So what I did with Les was I showed him his printer. We printed with his printer. And then I said, Les, is this going to be good enough for you? And I didn't feel like I'd done a complete job with him last night. So we've scheduled one more Skype call on Tuesday evening where we will print with plastic on his machine. and then I'll feel like I've given him, and he knows what he's getting. He says it's good for him, it goes in the box, it goes to him. We're going to try and do that with each and every one of you. We know we have, what's the gentleman's name from Virginia coming down?
That's Pro E Guy.
Pro E Guy, and I know we also are having the guy from Florida. Rafael. See, he knows all the names.
Yeoman.
You know what? Don't think I'm getting feeble. I have just a lot of things going on in my background at the moment. And so, Yeoman, yes, Yeoman. I remember you quite well. Don't think I forgot you. So it's a little bit tough for me with names at the moment. I know, you got a score. You brought the iPhone thing. I remember. And I liked you. You're a good guy. And you put the screws to me appropriately. I still got sore thumbs. He hung me up for an hour on the wall.
Guys, don't make any mistake. He only gave me 1% of his brain, and I'm able to remember the names.
Yeah, well, sheep's brains are good at that. Okay, so we're trying to do that with each and every one of you. So you know what? It's not like your printer's in the mail. It's not that. You're going to see your printer. It's going out to you. I know this is terrible, but you guys got to work with us on this. I cannot do all the printers in one day. So I'm just queuing them up. So this week, less music will go. We have 6 engines that are looking good, as you can see behind us. And we will do a final print with them. I'm going to contact those people who they're going to. And we're going to do this little Skype thing. Hopefully we can knock off 2 people a day, or at least 1 a day. And then we'll plan and pack and go and get those delivered. There is a small possibility that I will actually ship some of these. It will depend on if something happens that I can't travel. Again, there are a few things going on in the background that are out of my control at the moment. Some of you know what it is, and just know that I'll do everything I can in my power to come and see you personally where we promised it. Otherwise, we will do it via Skype, and you will hopefully will have a good user experience of that. I'm still planning to do a training trip to Los Angeles area in the next 3 to 4 weeks, where I hope to see Brian Arendis, and several others out there. And then I'm also planning a training trip to the Seattle area. So we'll look forward. Yes, Dr. Stud. So looking forward to those trips very much, and just stay tuned with that. So I can tell you right now, okay, so the print isn't doing a perfect job. It looks like it is if I hold the camera at the right angle, but we've never loaded these motors up and run them in the y-axis fully heavy at this much weight. We usually run them at a little bit slower rate, and in this case I just pulled a file and ran it, just because that's what you do. I could have staged this and made a beautiful demo for you, but I feel like you should see what really happens. And so if you go and say, okay, I'll make 2 parts at once, and you got 2 of the big motor extruders loaded up, you cannot go at the full speed. You have to go down a little bit. So I'm going to actually stop the job. We're going to pull the parts off, and we'll start it again at a little bit slower rate. And I'm not trying to keep everybody up all night. These parts are, they're only about 25% through, and I don't want to wait an hour knowing that I'm going to have some issues with it. I really would like to slow it down and see if I can get my print through. We'll stay with it. You guys don't have to stay online, obviously. We just, you're seeing the human experience, and that's part of what we're trying to portray here. There. So hang on a second. I'm going to go through and work a little magic. So you're going to see me drop the speed. I'm not going to reslice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the job. And then I'm going to move down a little bit so that my fearless assistant can cheer me on as I try to get these off. And you can see they stuck, but you can also see that the gears were shifting if you look at it. And these are also two different types of material. Ah, boy, that's good and hot. I guess there's a reason why they call it a heated build platform, eh? Okay. By the way, we haven't lost our Z, so starting up again will be pretty painless. And I'm tempted to actually separate these.
All right.
And I'm going to do that. Let's just have a little fun here. I mean, that's what fun's for. So I'm actually